Hey folks, in this section we're going to be working on this hair-like swirly object. Let's just this what I mean. Look at this. We're going to be trying to recreate something like this hopefully, and as you can see it's throughout the render, and the only place that you can see it is this final camera. So as you can see, we have it all the way through. So let's try and sort of recreate something similar and see what we can do with the with this. So let's get started. Actually, the first thing I'm gonna do in this lesson, if I go to the, let me just disable this main cloner. So we really, if you go to the app and take a look at this cloner, you can see there is just repetitive patterns that go through all the way, and this is not very nice. That's because our chord cloner here, this cloner type is set to iterate, so it iterates through all the elements underneath it. That's why we're just change this cloner type to random, and you get this nice randomness, and this is definitely much more better. And just let's set up our hair-like swirly object. I'm gonna just Control C and copy this chord cloner and create a new scene, and hit Control and V. It's gonna ask us if we want to copy those textures. No, just we don't need to see them. Change the display to guard shading lines, or even just a quick shading will be enough. And okay, so they're pure black, but I don't think it matters that much really. We can simply, even though, go and delete this guys here because we don't need them. Now what I'm going to do is start working on that. The first thing I'm going to do is to kind of create a spline around it. I'm going just to use a simple cubic spline, and let's start creating some nice spline here. And let's start from these points maybe, and just make sure you're on the cubic sort of spline, and add some sort of variation maybe, and just close the spline here. Let's go to our point level and adjust some of these points. It really is up to you working on this point, and just try to have some nice soft. I think this is too heavy here, and I'm just going to make this something like this. Select this guy here. So something like this, very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated at all, because there we go. Let's maybe make something like this. Okay, so this is nice. And the next thing I'm gonna do is to create a simple polygon object, which is here. And we have our spline, so I can delete this chord cloner safely. Go to your polygon, change its orientation to +Z or -Z, doesn't matter really. Hit C to convert it to an editable poly, and right click and choose your knife tool, and let's just cut through these objects and create some, sorry, we kind of made a mistake here. Okay, just if you want, you can go to this top view, and really I'm going to just randomly cut through to get different vertices and something. Okay, I think we have quite enough here, and if we want, we can cut through these parts that we think don't have enough lines. Maybe this guys, this guys, these guys, these guys. Okay, that's good. Now the next thing I want to do, actually, let's go get rid of this grid quickly. I'm gonna go to this polygon and create a null, or just hold down Alt and click on the null, so the null will be automatically the parent of our polygon. I'm going to apply a align to spline tag to my null and define this spline and make sure the tangential is selected. Now you can simply go through and animate this thing here. Okay, now we have this, and you can simply animate this position value. Let's go to, I actually want this, if you get back to our other scene that we have here, and I want this sort of a movement to be present in my scene from the frame 0. So this is very important. That's why what I want to do is to make sure I have some negative values here. Let's go to something like negative 100 and start our motion from there. And let's just get started, and in frame negative 100, control click on a position value, and also how many frame is there until we got about something like 600 frames. So get back to here and add this value also, 600 frames. Okay, now position value, and let's go to something like 150 frames, frame 100 here, and let's change this guy to 100 and control click, and now you have this simple motion that's going on. What I want to do first of all, actually, to make this poly a bit smaller, so something like 50%, even though if it's bigger, it's something like 70%, I think it's enough. And now if I hit play, this is what we're gonna have. Okay. One important thing, as you can see, it sorta speeds up and slows down as it's in different parts of the spline. Just make sure your spline type is set to uniform, and if you just, let's add something like 10 here and see if it solves part of our problems. Yeah. And the next thing you're gonna have to do actually is work on this spline a bit, and let's just work on this points and sorta change them, move them down or up just a bit so they are kind of different heights, so you have different motions. Okay, something like this I think is enough. And now you get this sort of motion. The problem is in frame 100, when the position value gets to 100, our polygon stops. The solution for this is very simple. You just go right click on this guy, go to animation and show F curve, and sorry, you should be able to do that. Let's select this thing, animation, show F curves. There we go. Now select the thing and hit L. If you select the both of the points and hit L, it will make it a linear line. So as you can see, the polygon won't gradually speeds up and comes down. It just have an instant speed all the way through, the constant speed all the way through, which is great. And the next thing I'm going to do is to select this track and change the track after. If you select this track here, now you can change the track after to offset repeat, and as you can see, it will give you a line here. You just need to change the repetitions a bit more so it goes all the way through. Let's go just 10 so we are safe. So there we go. Now as you can see, our movement is there all the way through, and that is so great. So let's see what's... No, the we sort of made a mistake. Let's go to our animation track, show F-curve here, and select this track, and instead of this, just go to the repeat, and this should make, yeah, if I hit play right now, you can see our polygons will be constantly moving throughout our scene without stopping, and there we go. This is this king here in our spline. I'm just going to actually delete this point and also delete this point, and up here let's go to something like this, and as you can see it won't stop moving at all, which is quite great. Now the next thing we are gonna need to do is to select this polygon and go to your MoGraph tracer, and now this polygon has been added to our tracer, and our tracer should now trace the points and vertices on our polygon, and hopefully if I get back and hit play, this is what you're going to be seeing in the scene. The motion is so boring right now, so let me just get back and disable this tracer for now. I'm going to select my polygon. So the reason that I added this align to spline to the null, not directly to the polygon, because when you add a align spline tag to an object, you basically don't have access to its rotation values, so you cannot change this rotation value. And if we change it, let's select the null here, you can see the rotation values right now are being controlled automatically by this tag. But when you apply this tag to the parent object, you still have control over the rotation of the child, and you can simply change this. And I want to just add some rotation movement to the banking axis. So let's just go and all the way through. Let's go to something like 720 degrees. So two full rotation. If it is enough or not, I think it's really not enough. So let me select this value and let's go to something like 1. Let's hit play. Okay, that's good. The only thing we just need to make sure that this value is also in a constant movement and it doesn't have this gradual change of speed. So let's just hit the L and also select the track. We don't need to repeat or anything because it's just the keyframe is in the final point. There we go. There we go. That's not too bad. Now I can my tracer. Let's actually save this object. So, and let's save this as the hair like object scene. Okay, now let's enable our tracer, frame 0, and there we go. Now at frame 0 we have a lot of movement, which is great. And just go to your tracer object, make sure the limit is set to from the end, and let's go to something like I don't know, 75 frames and see what we're gonna have. Hit play. That's very nice. So I think we're in a good position. The next lesson we're gonna actually create the material for this tracer object and add it to our main scene.